Hi everyone, and welcome back to your Live List adventure. I'm so glad you joined us again, and if you're new here, this is a challenge, a birthday challenge or living challenge of doing the best you can for your birthday year until the following year. And if it's not your birthday today, that's okay. You can join us. I think this is something that's a wonderful adventure that anyone can do for the new year. Your adventure begins right now. There are three things that I believe that make up a person, and there are ways to celebrate you each and every day. And part of the Live List adventure would be to work on those three categories. Now, the first category, the three categories are the mind, the body, and the soul. And the three of those, wow, when they're in sync together, it's a wonderful thing. And it just makes the day go awesome. So if we work on those three things with our Live List adventure, of course having fun, because everybody likes to have some fun, safe fun, right? We're all having safe fun. So in the Live List adventure, when I go, this is how I go about doing it. I obviously have some lists. Lists are good things. I write them down or I put them in my phone, ideas that I would like to accomplish or new things I want to try. In the previous video I mentioned, it could be anything from taking a walk and looking at something a new way, or new foods, a new place. So we're gonna break it down to help you to get started. All right, so you've got your mind, your body, and your soul. Your Live List adventures are going to satisfy those. Some may satisfy all of them, some may satisfy just a few. I think for me personally, traveling satisfies all three in many different ways. When I travel, I have to choose a place that I want to go. All right, that's using my mind. I have to make that decision, and that's not easy. There's so many amazing places to go, and the more you read and the more you see and the more you watch YouTube videos on this, thank you, by the way, to all those YouTubers out there doing the travel videos. You have helped. But if you're interested in hearing some of the people that I listen to, I'm more than happy to let you know in another video. Okay, so to get back to how I plan the travel, and it is a predominant Live List adventure for me. I decide where I want to go. I decide, and there's quite a few, and then I have to factor in the time, how much time it takes me to get there, how much time I have, how much time we have for vacation. I have my husband traveling with me most of the time, so it depends on when he can get off work as well, so we go together. We have held off on quite a few places that we've waited 10 years to go to, some places that just require a lot of time, and it's not worth the time and the money to get there to turn around and come back. And as we get older, it takes us a little bit more time to recoup after the jet lag. So time is very important. As far as travel, we decide, so we've got where we want to go, and then we need to have the money, so that's a factor, and then what to pack and what you're going to need, and then what we want to do when we're there, and how we're going to move around, and how we're going to get back. And a lot of times, to be a little more efficient with time, not a lot of times, most of the time, I see where everything is located and see, what else can we do? And if there's something interesting for us personally that we would like to go see. Now, I would totally inspire you to travel, even if it's to go to the next neighborhood. And I realize that sometimes it's just not easy to travel alone, or travel find someone that likes the same place as you do and putting all those pieces, the puzzle pieces together, as far as the money, the time, and where you want to go, is not always an easy thing to do. But there are so many different places to go, so many amazing places, and you really have to, I mean, I could spend weeks just thinking and trying to decide where to go. So what I started with all those many years ago, first was just to visit family, and I was blessed enough to have family living in different countries. I have family living in Spain, I had family living in France, I had family living in different states, in Florida. I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area, so just being in Washington, D.C., it was like living every day. Was blessed to meet people from all different parts of the world, which was, I guess, another way of, it really enticed me to travel and meeting all these really cool people from all these different countries. So when you travel, or when you decide, I think it's hard to decide where to go. And for some people it comes rather easy, but for me, because I just want to go to so many beautiful places, I don't know what to pick first, but you do have to pick first. So that was with family, and then from there, it's funny, if I met someone from a country that they told me a story that I found interesting, I would like, wow, I want to go to that country and meet more people like this. And that's pretty much how I started. And then next was, you know what? I like nature, beautiful nature. I like beautiful scenery. And so, a whole bunch of travel websites tell you every year where you should go and all the beautiful places around the world. And based upon my preferences, usually lakes, coastal villages. I love medieval villages, Gothic churches, and just flowers, gardens. So that's where I geared my trips to. So for you, you choose a place that you like, and that could be your first Live List travel adventure for the year. Choose a place. Now, the time is very important. As we all know, it matters. And that just may be the umbrella, the time and the money factor too, unfortunately. So I would ask myself, and usually I'd ask my students if they were planning a trip, or their parents. So start with best case, start with wish list. If you could go anywhere and there was no time restraint, there was no money restraint, where would you want to go? Start with that. I asked a friend that recently, and he said he wanted to go to Greece. So it's like, okay, so you start with that. And then you make all the other factors, you work within that. Okay, well, you only have this set budget. This is what you want to do. Let's figure out how we can do this. Sometimes it would require a little more time to work a little more, save a little more. But, none of us have a money tree. So we all have certain restraints or constraints that we have to maneuver that. I look at what other people have done, or where they have gone, where they like and who they don't like. I do consider where the person is from, the age, because that matters. I travel much differently than I did at 30, and then I did at 20. So some of the fun things that I've done since our last video to add to my Live List adventure, and hopefully this inspires you to do a few extra things, or add more to your list. I went on a river cruise on the Rhine River. I learned how to make swoop waffles, which was a lot of fun. I took my first beer tour in Germany. It's a good place to do a beer tour. I would say there, or Belgium. And if you'd like to hear about my Belgium trip, which I absolutely love Belgium, a little fun fact, they do an awesome job it's very important to them to put beer in a specific bottle that matches the beer to enhance the flavor. How cool is that? And they take a lot of pride and care in their bottles and their labels. I also, on this particular trip, I took a tour of a winery that was in a monastery, not a convent. And taking a few of those monasteries, that's a whole other video. Monasteries, and the monks in there were chemists, and they were very important in the wine producing was very important to keep everybody healthy, because back then they couldn't really drink the water. But the lady who gave the tour, hands down, was the one. It's always the person who gives the tour that makes it. And but it was a wonderful, wonderful time. I'm happy to make a video of that. I visited the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Happy to do a video about that too. Spectacular. If you haven't been, I recommend it. So let's do a recap, and then I'm going to give you a little bonus at the end. The recap is travel. Add that to your live list. It gets you the trifecta of feeding the mind, the body, and the soul. I forgot to mention that the body part is that you have to walk around. I live in Florida. It's pretty flat. I go to a landfill to get my inclined steps in. But traveling, it's a lot of carrying, a lot of lifting your own stuff and walking around, and gets you out. So definitely feeds the body. Your mind, you're learning all this new stuff. You're having to adapt, get a little bit out of your comfort zone. It's all good. And for your soul, what's there to say? Learning new things, it feeds the soul. Learning a different culture, talking to other people, hearing things from a different perspective. I am wishing you a wonderful day. I hope to see you again. And thank you for joining this time, and get working on your live list. I am working on getting you the little icons to show you all the new videos that will be coming up. My next video is going to be why we shouldn't call it a bucket list. No more bucket lists. I just kind of cringe every time I see that listed. It's a live list. We're live, we're living. It's a live list. And live, live, live. Bonus, your inspiration, your adventure is in you already. You got this, and it's going to be fine.